Good morning, awesome people. I'm just up. Apparently I have a low network connection. Let me see. There. That should help. Okay, cool. Yeah, my youngest one woke up early this morning. I was like on the treadmill. I was like maybe 10 minutes into my workout, and I was like, she woke up, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't gonna work. So anyway, got up with her and waited. Hey, Brandy, there you are. It didn't show me when. Oh, there it says notification. Good morning, girl. She woke up, and so I had to wait until the oldest one was up, and then I nipped downstairs to finish my workout, and then I just finished my first 36-hour fast. For those of you that know, I've been doing intermittent fasting pretty much on and off since May. And when I do this 75 hard, I do intermittent fasting with like a low carb, they call it dirty keto diet. I don't do true keto because I don't know. And I need a little bit of carbs. Like this morning when I broke my 36-hour fast this morning, I had a handful of raspberries in my chia pudding. And it was delicious. And now my tummy's happy. Even though, I woke up and I had water. I had a little bit of coffee with some coconut milk in it because that does not break my fast. There's like no carbs and there's like really small amount of calories in it. So it does not break my fast if I have coffee with some coconut milk in it. And that's what I usually have in the mornings while I'm fasting. Share with your sister.
Well,
it's okay.
She has to eat her applesauce.
It's fine. So I had that this morning and obviously my water. And then when I was working out, I was really energized. And last night I had almost like I'd hit a wall because my husband got home and the kids, I put the kids to bed and I was kind of cleaning up the kitchen and I went upstairs to read and my husband's watching TV upstairs with me and commercial comes on and he's bugging me. He's like, oh, what you reading? He's got to be himself. And I just looked at him and all of a sudden I just felt my face go, Puh. Like I was just that tired. It had been 25 hours at that point in my fast. And I don't know why, because had never gone that far. I'd never pushed myself that far. So maybe my body was just like, ugh. So I took a few sips of water and just kind of read my book and then I went to sleep. But Brandy says she broke her 15-hour fast, yogurt and berries with banana and granola. Yum.
Mom, look at me.
Yes, Mommy's doing her Go Live. Can you not, please? Thank you. So I don't generally have too much, I don't even like bananas, and the typical granola for me has a little bit too much sugar. I know that Karen, our lovely, awesome emotional cravings guru, who taught me about my emotional cravings and intermittent fasting, she has a recipe in her group for granola that has no sugar in it or something. It's mostly nuts and ground up stuff like that. But so I could probably make that and get away with it. But I had the chia pudding because I think I needed the fiber more than anything else, and the chia pudding has lots of that in it. So yes, that was delicious this morning. 36 hours later, and she says when you do break your fast, especially a long fast, like a 24, 36, 48-hour fast, to introduce a really easy to digest thing into your system, a fruit smoothie, not even a fruit smoothie, like a berry smoothie. She believes in berries more than fruit. Like a smoothie or soup with hardly any protein in it. So for me, it would be like a broth with vegetables because I'm not eating noodles or anything right now. So I figured that the chia pudding was good. Put a little creamer in there, put a little berries in there, and it was so delicious. So yes, my tummy is very happy right now. Anyway, this morning I am talking about improving your self-image in 3 simple steps. And it's so funny how far I've come over the last couple years. And if you have known me for a long time, Brandy says, chia pudding, yum. Yes, she loves my recipe. It's one I found on Pinterest. If you want it, comment and I will put it in here. It's somebody else's recipe that I found on the internet. It's on Pinterest, so I can put my link in here. So if you'd asked me 2 years ago if I'd be doing these go lives, if I would be looking at myself in the mirror and actually loving my reflection, loving that person in the mirror, I'd say you're nuts, because it's been a long journey for me to actually like appreciate myself and appreciate my journey, my health, my body, like everything that I actually have going for me. Like 2 years ago, my littlest one was almost 6 months old, and I was the biggest weight without having a baby in me that I'd ever been in my entire life. I was 35 years old, and I wouldn't say I was depressed, but it was pretty borderline, because it was such a hard time to lose the weight, and I was trying so many different things and nothing would work, and I felt like I basically given up.
Mom, we're done.
Okay, go watch your show, please. Thank you. They ate all the raspberries. It was a big thing from Costco. I had a handful. They ate the rest of them. They're gone. Poof. Apparently everybody likes raspberries in this house. So 2 years ago, I'm at this wall in my life, and next month it'll be 2 years that I found this amazing online community that Brandy and her awesome hubby Jason introduced me to, and that started my journey, not only online, but like building my business online. That has hardly anything to do with it. Just because they're part of the same community, that has nothing to do with it. Because that community is so supportive and so steeped in believing in yourself, installing a sense of self, a sense of self-development in you. Like building a business, making money, all that's great. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't have confidence, if you don't love yourself, that business is not really going to go anywhere, because you're an entrepreneur. Being a solo entrepreneur takes so much grit than being out there in a day-to-day job, or even having like a brick and mortar business with employees. You're interacting with people on a regular basis. Being here online is so much harder because you're working from home. I've showed lots of you guys like, some of the area around my house. Hey, Tina, thanks for popping on, girl. We live out in the country. My neighbor's half a mile away. I got one half a mile that way, one half a mile that way. It's not easy sometimes. So sometimes I don't leave the property, because why? We're 40 minutes from the nearest center, and it's okay. I love being out here, but not being able to have a human connection some days can be really tough, especially on those down days. So on this journey of loving myself, I have taken the steps to appreciate the lady that looks back at me in the mirror. I've taken the steps, like I don't need to be acknowledged by my kids, my husband, my neighbor, how good of a job I'm doing, because I know. It's so funny, because before I wrote my notes yesterday, I was gonna change my 2-year-old's diaper, and we were walking into the bedroom so I could change her diaper where the change table is, and I'm just like, I just bring so much amazing energy to this room. And this is what I'm saying to myself in my mind. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I got it. That's it. Yeah, that's me. I'm in here. Deal with it. And it was so funny. And this is what was going on in my mind. I'm like, how crazy my inner monologue has changed from 2 years ago, right? When I was like, oh, I got to change the diaper again. I got to do this. I got to do that. Like, nobody appreciates me. That was my inner monologue 2 years ago. And it's so crazy how far I've come. And I'm just going to show you guys a few simple things that have helped me in the last 2 years to get me to where I am today. And I'm by far not done growing. I'm not done my journey, because you're never done. Hey, Mike, you're never, ever done the self-love, self-improvement journey by far, ever. The only time you're done is when you're in the ground. Sorry to be a little bit morbid, but that's just the way it is. So I don't have that lady that from 2 years ago. I don't have her looking back at me in the mirror anymore. I have an amazing human being that friggin' rocks it, who's an awesome mom, an awesome wife, an awesome farmer, an awesome entrepreneur. That's the person I have looking at me in the mirror when I look in there. So I'm super, super grateful for the journey that I've been on, and just these simple things that I've found that have worked for me along the way continuously. So number 1, make a list. Jot down all your best qualities. This was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. And what happened was I took this was a challenge within a self-development course that I took. Oh, not this past November, but the November before. Brandy and Mike will for sure know what I'm talking about. I went to Las Vegas and went to see Todd Campbell, and it was a list. In our little groups, we made a list for each other of awesome qualities of that person. So I had, 4 other people in my group? I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 other people in my group. And we made lists for each other that we thought like they of the qualities, the best qualities that they had, like, you know, they're exuberant, they have a light in their eyes, they're always cheerful, they're, you know, just like things that the qualities, awesome qualities that they bring to the table. And to do this for yourself is probably the hardest thing ever about this journey, but having them to that made me realize the amazing qualities that I have, and I could elaborate on it. So this is where if you don't have a group of intricate people like that, maybe your 5 closest friends, maybe your spouse, maybe a sister or a parent or something can go through and be like, okay, well, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this. Make a list of like 1 or 2, 3 things that they can think of off the top of their head. Just be like, when you say my name, what do you think of? Like, what are my best qualities? And take time each day to go over that list. So if you have 3 things from 5 people, that means 15 things. That's a pretty amazing list. So you take all of those things that they've told you that you're amazing at and that you exude as a person, and you write out affirmations with them so that you can make yourself believe them. So I am statements. I am enlightened. I am grateful. I am, like, all the things that they told you that you are, you're writing them down. And you're writing them into I am statements, your affirmations. Even if you don't value yourself, you can't add value to others. So those things are your values and how you bring value to others. And you need to make yourself believe them, because if other people see them in you, then they're there. So you need to believe them yourself. So that list that I got from that course was amazing. And Tina says, great idea. Yes, 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 girl. Oh man, you have so many amazing qualities. I love, love, love your light, my lady. Hey guys, we're not fighting, please.
We're not.
I know, but you're being loud. Thank you. So that is tip number 1, the list. Cheers to an awesome Monday. Number 2, be and speak kind to yourself. This one is super tough as well, but if you can't be kind to yourself, how do you expect others to be kind to you? This will be the biggest impact on your self-esteem. How you speak to yourself. How do you speak to that person in the mirror looking back at you? It was like probably a year and a half ago, I was struggling with this part, and I didn't exactly know how to be kind to myself. I didn't know how to... Oh, you found a marshmallow?
Yeah.
Okay, go eat it. Stay out of my hair. We had marshmallows yesterday. Oops. So what I learned from another amazing human being was to write on a Post-it note. And I have pink ones for this reason. And this was on my mirror in the bathroom upstairs. It says, I love you. And I have been caught screaming at myself in the mirror, I love you, and crying. Because sometimes it's just been that bad of a day or that rough of a day, or just you don't feel appreciated by the people you think you should be appreciated. Feel that from. And that part, the saying I love you to yourself, man, it's going to take some time. But if you do it every day, I find in the morning and at night when your mind is especially susceptible to change. So when you're like in that theta state, that's when I do my meditations. Yelling I love you, or I only yell it at myself and cry when I'm having a bad day. I'm saying I don't yell it at myself all the time, but every day I tell myself I love you in the mirror. And that sticky note, especially for the first year, I needed that sticky note to tell myself that, because there are some days that I did not love myself. So that helped huge in just firing off that momentum, when you have that negative self-talk, the negative thoughts, the negative narrative, writing them down has been huge too. And I talk about this once in a while. I had a list of like a book, and I had a list of the negative self-talk on one side. And then I would draw a line in the middle, and on the other side, I would write down the powerful positive opposite. And I learned this from Adrienne Wesley. I wrote down the powerful positive opposite on the other side. And every time that I'd have a negative thought, the biggest thing is acknowledging the negative thoughts. Because we, most of the time, are having those negative thoughts unconsciously. Writing down the negative thoughts, and then so you're acknowledging them, saying, thank you, I love you, I know you're trying to protect me from something, brain, but I release you because I no longer need you. And you write down the powerful positive opposite, and you repeat that son of a, 5 times if you have to, 20 times if you have to get rid of that negative thought. Let's counteract those negative thoughts. Refer back to your list. I kept my list handy for a long time in my purse, in my desk. I have a bunch of them written down, and I had one laminated, and I keep in my pocket, in my jeans pocket, even though I hardly wear jeans. I go to town, I have them in my jeans pocket. I whip it out. Yes, I am this. Sometimes it just takes a million reminders a day, but that's what it takes. You have to do it. Number 3, reflect well on others. And this is something that I've started doing probably more recently than before. When I first started, I started with a list, and then I love you on the Post-it note, telling myself I love you in the mirror, being kind to myself. Those things kind of came first. And then this one, reflecting well on others, sharing your gifts with others. So it's been almost a year I've been doing these go lives, and that's why I'm sharing my gifts, my knowledge, my journey. I've done so much over the last 2 years, and I feel like what is normally a lifelong journey for some people, I've crammed a lot of crap into 2 years. Believe me, I've crammed a lot of information, a lot of books, a lot of knowledge on in podcasts, and even just gurus. Even I took Mike and Kat's amazing course over the summer. I still battle with it a little bit, but the lack mentality is not completely gone, but I know what it looks like now, and I know how to counteract it because I have these tools, and I'm applying it to the recognizing of my lack mentality. And yeah, Mike and Kat, man, you guys were a godsend at that particular moment. I knew exactly that you guys happened to have that course for me at that time, and it was perfect. If you don't know what Mike and Kat's course is, Breaking Away from Being Basic, definitely get in touch. Mike's in this group, Mike Martin, definitely get in touch with him because it's an amazing course. Sharing your gift with others adds value to others. It is daily, yeah. It adds values to others through volunteering your services, mentoring, giving to the less fortunate, even other people within our community. I've been fortunate enough to kind of be mentored by Tyler Caldwell, who is kind of our like Facebook advertising guru within our community. And so I know a lot about Facebook ads. I know kind of how to go around stuff, not really go around stuff, but like help people through difficulties if they had stuff flagged or whatever. So I had somebody reach out to me over the weekend, and we jumped on a Zoom on the computer, and we powered through, and it was amazing to like sit there and chat with her for a minute and like get some one-on-one because I know stuff. Like to me, she's like, okay, let's scroll. So I scrolled through her ad account, and I'm like, oh, it looks like this. And she's like, oh, I wouldn't even thought to have that, or I wouldn't even thought that. And I'm like, sometimes it's just something because I've been so involved with seeing these things and in different people's, not even different people's ad accounts, but sometimes I go through other people's ad accounts too, and you just see different things because you're just exposed to it all the time. But it's something that like the tech stuff comes naturally to me. Like, Michelle in this group had commented on my tutorial on creating eye-catching content with your smartphone. And she's like, I don't even think I could do that with my phone. I'm like, oh yeah, for sure you can. So I like took some screenshots. I'm like, here, like this. And she's like, oh, I didn't even know that. You never know what you know that will help somebody else. So make sure you're bringing value every day. Find a way to serve others by using the strengths on your list. That is number one. If you are already, do more. If you can fit it in your schedule, helping Nikki over the weekend. I had some people over on Saturday and we were having fun, and she's like, you know what, whenever you get to it. So when they left and I settled my kids in with a snack, and I'm like, Kate, whenever, like, I've got a couple hours. She's like, yeah, for sure. And we popped on. It was so easy. So I have a fourth one for you. And this one, ever since I read The Magic for the first time in April of 2018, I've read it 6 more times since then, gone through it from cover to cover, all 28 days. Gratitude is huge. And any Facebook, internet, online guru will tell you that expressing gratitude on a daily basis, whether you're writing out your gratitudes, 10 gratitudes a day, just like they do in The Magic, or you're taking a moment to just thank the light for turning green at an intersection. Thanking Source for providing a parking spot at the hospital. Thank any little thing like that. Expressing gratitude for every little thing is magic. And if you are grateful for who you are, be grateful for yourself every day, because you are an amazing person. I'm an amazing person. If you're grateful for all the things that you have, even though you think that you don't have what you want yet, that's lack mentality. Be grateful for the things that you have and the things that are coming to you before you even have them. Get out of the victim mentality and be grateful for everything, because that is how this blossoms. Your self-improvement, your self-love, your positive self-talk, that's how it blossoms. And that, between all of those things, that is how I've gotten this far in just less than 2 years. And I'm so grateful every day that my voice can be heard, whether it's here in my group, whether it's on my YouTube channel, whether it's on my Facebook page, my Instagram, I did get a TikTok account. Don't judge me. My LinkedIn, my website. There are so many avenues in which that you can have your voice be heard. Get out there, provide value, and all you have to do is love yourself, and people will follow. They're like magnets, because they want to know what you're up to. When you look into the mirror, you should see someone who matters and someone that you believe in. apparently that's my cue. What's up? So I hope that those words resonate with you like they did with me. I'm going to say them again. When you look into the mirror, you should see someone who matters to you and someone that you believe in. Because that's what matters in this life. That should be your why. All the money in this world be damned, even though I love it. I love money and money loves me. But that's what matters, is self-love and self-image. Like just improving your self-image, your self-love, self-improvement, self-development, all the self. Just be yourself.
I got a color.
You're gonna color? Oh, good. She's in my drawer. I might should save my desk. Anyway, I hope. Here, use that one. I'm done with it. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week, and I will see you right here next week, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, in my Facebook group. With your Monday morning motivation. If you're not in my Facebook group and you're catching the replay, I'm sure there's a link somewhere around here that you can click and you can request access to my Facebook group. Thank you to Brandy and Tina and Mike for tuning on live. I love and appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye.